Imagine waking up in a continent where factories are shutting down, young people are leaving, birth rates are collapsing, energy prices are exploding, and governments seem more confused every year. This is not a movie. This is modern Europe. And the scary part? Many experts believe Europe's biggest problems were created by Europe itself. So, what exactly happened? Why is one of the richest and most powerful regions in human history suddenly struggling? And is Europe really dying or simply changing? Let's find out. Welcome to the Booklens Europe, the continent that once controlled the world, the birthplace of empires, science, modern industry, democracy, and global power. For centuries, Europe was the center of civilization, the most powerful armies, the strongest economies, the greatest universities, the richest nations. But today, something strange is happening. Factories are shutting down. Energy prices are rising. Young people are losing hope. Birth rates are collapsing. Economic growth is slowing. And Europe's global influence is fading year after year. Some experts now believe Europe is entering a long period of decline. And the most shocking part? Many of Europe's problems were not caused by foreign enemies. They were caused by Europe itself. Bad decisions, weak leadership, economic mistakes, dependency, and a growing fear of taking risks. So, what really happened to Europe? How did one of the greatest civilizations in human history begin struggling in the modern world? And is Europe truly dying, or simply transforming into something new? Tonight, we explore the rise, the mistakes, and the uncertain future of Europe. Part 1. Europe once ruled the planet. To understand Europe's decline, we first need to understand how powerful Europe once was. There was a time when Europe controlled nearly the entire world. The British Empire ruled over massive territories. France spread its influence across continents. Spain and Portugal explored and conquered new lands. Germany became an industrial giant. European nations controlled global trade routes. European languages spread across the world. European technology changed human civilization forever. The Industrial Revolution began in Europe. Factories transformed economies. Steam engines changed transportation. Scientific discoveries accelerated progress. While many regions were still developing, Europe became unbelievably powerful. For nearly 300 years, Europe dominated global politics and economics. But history teaches us something important. No empire stays powerful forever. And slowly, Europe began changing. Part 2. The two world wars changed everything. The first major blow to Europe came from inside itself. The two world wars. World War I destroyed millions of lives. Entire cities were ruined. Economies collapsed. But Europe recovered. Then came World War II, an even greater disaster. Countries were destroyed. Industries collapsed. Millions died. Europe survived, but it was no longer the same. After the war, two new superpowers emerged, the United States and the Soviet Union. Europe was no longer the center of global power. And this was the beginning of a new era, an era where Europe slowly became dependent on others for security and economic stability, especially the United States. Part 3. Europe became comfortable. Now, here's where things become interesting. After World War II, Europe rebuilt itself successfully. Living standards improved. Healthcare improved. Education improved. Workers gained strong protections. People enjoyed safer and more comfortable lives. And this was a huge achievement. But over time, comfort created a hidden problem. Europe became less competitive. While countries like America focused on innovation and aggressive economic growth, Europe focused heavily on regulation, welfare systems, and stability. Now, stability sounds good, but too much stability can reduce ambition. Some experts believe Europe slowly lost its hunger. its willingness to take risks, its entrepreneurial spirit, its competitive energy. Meanwhile, the rest of the world kept moving faster. Part 4. The population collapse now. Let's discuss one of Europe's biggest long-term problems: population decline. In many European countries, people are simply not having enough children, and this creates a dangerous future. Let's understand why. Modern economies need young workers. Young people pay taxes, build businesses, work in industries, support older generations. But across Europe, birth rates are collapsing. Countries like Italy, Germany, Spain, and others are facing serious demographic decline. Why is this happening? Several reasons. Life became expensive. Housing costs exploded. Young people delayed marriage. Career pressure increased. Economic uncertainty grew, and many people simply chose not to have large families. The result? Europe is becoming older every year. Imagine a society where retired people increase, but workers decrease. This creates enormous pressure on healthcare systems, pensions, taxes, economic productivity. Some economists call this a slow-motion crisis, because the effects are gradual, but extremely dangerous over time. And unlike economic recessions, population collapse is very difficult to reverse. Part 5. The energy disaster. Now let's talk about energy. Because energy is the foundation of every modern economy. Factories need electricity, transportation needs fuel, technology needs power. Without affordable energy, economies struggle. And Europe made several major energy mistakes. Some European countries decided to shut down nuclear power plants. Others became highly dependent on imported Russian gas. At first, this seemed fine. Russian gas was cheap, Europe saved money, industries expanded. But this created dependency. Then the Russia-Ukraine war changed everything. Energy prices exploded across Europe. Electricity became expensive. Factories faced huge costs. Businesses struggled to survive. Germany, Europe's industrial powerhouse, was hit especially hard. Some factories even moved production to countries with cheaper energy. And suddenly Europe realized a painful truth: a strong economy cannot depend heavily on foreign energy. This crisis exposed Europe's vulnerability, and many people blamed European leaders for ignoring the risks for too long. Part 6. Europe is losing industry. Another major issue is deindustrialization. This means factories and industries slowly leaving Europe. Why? Because production costs became too high. Energy costs, labor costs, regulations, taxes. All of these increased pressure on businesses. Meanwhile, countries in Asia offered cheaper manufacturing, so companies moved factories elsewhere. The problem is, when industries leave, jobs disappear. And when good jobs disappear, middle-class families suffer. This creates frustration among ordinary citizens. People begin asking, why is life becoming harder? Why are opportunities disappearing? Why are prices increasing? And slowly, trust in governments begins to weaken. Part 7. Europe and innovation problems. Now, here's something extremely important: innovation. Today, the world is being shaped by artificial intelligence, advanced technology, digital companies, automation, robotics. The countries leading these industries will dominate the future, but Europe is struggling to compete. Look at the biggest technology companies in the world. Most are American or Chinese. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Meta. Europe has talented people and excellent universities, but many European startups grow slowly. Why? Because critics argue Europe has too many regulations, slower investment systems, less aggressive business culture. Some entrepreneurs say innovation in Europe feels restricted. Meanwhile, America rewards risk-taking, and China moves incredibly fast. Europe often appears cautious and bureaucratic, and in the modern world, speed matters. Part 8. Brain drain. Europe also faces another hidden crisis: brain drain. This means talented people leaving. Many highly educated Europeans move to the United States, Canada, Australia. Why? better salaries, more opportunities, stronger startup culture. This creates a serious problem. Europe spends money educating talented people, then loses them to other countries. And when smart young people leave, economic growth slows even further. Part 9. Immigration and social tension. Now, we enter Europe's most controversial issue: immigration. Over the past decade, Europe accepted millions of migrants and refugees. Some leaders believed immigration would solve labor shortages and support economies, and in some cases, immigration did help. But integration became difficult. Different cultures, different languages, different social values. In several countries, social tensions increased. Political divisions grew stronger. Some citizens believed immigration was changing Europe too quickly. Others argued Europe needed immigration because of population decline. This debate became one of the biggest political battles across the continent. And today, many European countries are deeply divided over this issue. Part 10. The rise of political anger. As economic problems increased, many Europeans became frustrated. They felt governments were disconnected from ordinary people. They saw rising prices, housing problems, fewer opportunities, weaker economic growth, and this frustration changed politics. Across Europe, new political movements began rising. Some demanded stricter immigration policies. Others criticized globalization. Many blamed European Union leadership. Political polarization increased, and Europe became more divided internally. Part 11. Europe depends on America. Another uncomfortable reality is Europe's military dependence. For decades, Europe relied heavily on the United States for defense through NATO. This allowed many European countries to spend less on military power. Instead, they focused on welfare systems and social programs. But recent global conflicts raise difficult questions. Can Europe fully protect itself? Can it remain secure without American support? Many experts believe Europe became too dependent on external protection, and this dependency reduced Europe's strategic independence. Part 12. Is Europe really collapsing? Now let's ask the big question. Is Europe truly dying? Not exactly. Europe is still wealthy, advanced, educated, technologically developed. Millions of people still dream of living in Europe. Healthcare remains strong. Infrastructure is modern. Quality of life is still high in many countries. But compared to fast-rising powers like China, India, the United States, Europe's global influence is shrinking. And psychologically, this feels like decline, especially for a continent that once ruled the world. Part 13. Can Europe recover? The answer is yes. But recovery requires difficult decisions. Europe may need stronger energy independence, more innovation, faster economic reforms, balanced immigration policies, support for families, and population growth, reduced bureaucracy. Most importantly, Europe needs confidence again. Confidence in its future. Confidence in innovation. Confidence in leadership. History shows that civilizations survive when they adapt and fail when they become stagnant. Final conclusion. Powerful ending. History is full of powerful civilizations that believed they would last forever. The Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the British Empire. But decline rarely happens suddenly. It happens slowly, through weak decisions, economic complacency, internal division, fear of change. Europe is not dead, but Europe is standing at a dangerous crossroads. One path leads to renewal, the other leads to slow decline. And the decisions Europe makes in the next 10 to 20 years may determine whether it remains a global power or becomes a beautiful memory of the past. The real question is not, is Europe dying? The real question is, can Europe reinvent itself before it's too late? Only time will answer. Share your opinion and comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.